In the last episode, we looked at responsible AI by design, how companies and institutions can build safer systems before harm occurs. But responsible design inside one organization is not enough. AI is becoming a force that touches jobs, schools, markets, public services, privacy, creativity, healthcare, and democratic life. That means society needs more than technical controls. It needs a social contract. A social contract is the set of promises that makes power legitimate. It asks what citizens owe each other when a new technology changes opportunity, risk, and control. If AI is going to reshape the economy, then people deserve more than efficiency. They deserve rights, access, transparency, preparation, and a voice in the future being built around them. The AI social contract begins with a basic idea. The benefits of AI should not be private while the risks are public. If companies capture productivity gains while workers absorb displacement, the contract breaks. If public agencies use automated decisions without appeal, the contract breaks. If only wealthy schools, firms, and cities gain AI literacy, the contract breaks. If people provide data but have no rights over how it is used, the contract breaks. This is not a nostalgic argument against change. It is a practical argument about legitimacy. People are more likely to accept disruption when they believe the rules are fair, the gains are shared, and the powerful can be challenged. The question is not whether innovation should happen. The question is whether innovation happens inside a moral structure strong enough to protect human dignity, democratic accountability, and shared prosperity. The first promise is AI literacy for everyone. Not everyone needs to become a machine learning engineer, but everyone deserves enough understanding to live and work around AI with confidence. People should know when they are interacting with AI what it can and cannot do, how it can be wrong, how data shapes output, how to challenge automated decisions, and how to use AI without giving away judgment. They also need to recognize synthetic media, automated persuasion, hallucinated facts, deepfake scams, and confident answers that are not reliable. The EU AI Act made AI literacy one of its early obligations, reflecting a wider truth. AI literacy is becoming civic literacy. A person who cannot understand automated systems may struggle to defend their rights, improve their work, or participate fully in society. This promise starts in education, but it cannot end there. Schools need to teach students how to think with AI without outsourcing thinking to AI. Universities need to redesign assessment so learning survives in a world of generated answers. Community colleges need practical AI pathways for adults changing careers. Employers need apprenticeships where workers learn on real systems, not generic courses disconnected from work. Public libraries, unions, local councils, and online platforms can all become part of the learning network. The social contract says AI literacy should not be a luxury good. It should be a basic capability, like reading, numeracy, and digital skills. The second promise is a real transition pathway for workers. If AI creates productivity gains by automating tasks, then workers should not be told to handle the consequences alone. The contract should include advance notice, training time, internal mobility, apprenticeships, wage support, worker consultation, and honest disclosure about how automation will change roles. Retraining should be tied to real jobs, real tools, real mentors, and real authority. It should also respect the knowledge workers already have. A clerk understands exceptions. A driver understands routes. A nurse understands patient flow. A support agent understands customer emotion. The best transition programs will not simply move people into online courses. They will give a warehouse worker access to robot operations training, a clerk access to software verification pathways, and a customer service agent access to AI workflow supervision. The third promise is fair access to AI capability. If only the largest companies can afford the best tools, compute, data, and talent, AI could widen the gap between dominant platforms and everyone else. Small businesses, local governments, schools, hospitals, charities, independent creators, and developing regions need usable, affordable, safe AI tools. Public procurement can help by demanding openness, accessibility, and portability. Shared infrastructure can help by lowering the cost of experimentation for smaller institutions. Public interest AI matters here. Models and infrastructure designed for education, health, climate adaptation, accessibility, local languages, and public services. The goal is not to make every organization dependent on a few private platforms. The goal is to make powerful capability available in ways that increase competition, resilience, and shared opportunity. The fourth promise is data dignity. AI systems are built from data, documents, images, code, medical records, customer behavior, public writing, sensor feeds, voice recordings, and workplace traces. The social contract has to ask who gave that data, who benefits from it, who can correct it, who can delete it, and who is exposed when it leaks. Privacy is not only secrecy, it is power over context. A person may be comfortable sharing health data with a doctor, but not with an insurer, employer, or advertising system. A worker may accept safety monitoring, but not constant behavioral surveillance. A creator may accept quotation, but not unlimited extraction of their life's work without credit, consent, or compensation. Data rights are how society tells AI that people are not raw material. The fifth promise is accountability and appeal. When AI affects someone's job, benefits, school placement, loan, healthcare, insurance, housing, immigration status, or freedom, people need more than a vague explanation. They need a process. They need to know an automated system was involved. They need the evidence behind the decision. They need a way to correct data, challenge errors, and reach a human with authority. This is where principles become real. Human rights, democratic values, and dignity cannot survive if people are governed by systems they cannot question. Appeal is not friction in the system. Appeal is how a society proves that efficiency has not replaced justice. The sixth promise is democratic governance of AI power. This does not mean governments should freeze innovation. It means powerful systems need rules that are public, contestable, adaptive, and enforced. The EU AI Act takes a risk-based approach, with obligations that increase when AI is used in higher-risk contexts. OECD and UNESCO principles emphasize human rights, democratic values, inclusion, transparency, and human oversight. The exact rules will differ across countries, but the social contract is larger than any one law. Citizens should not have to trust private promises alone when AI systems shape public life. The public needs institutions capable of asking hard questions on its behalf, with enough technical skill to understand the systems and enough independence to resist capture. Good governance should avoid two failures. One failure is reckless permission, where anything is allowed until harm becomes impossible to ignore. The other failure is frozen bureaucracy, where useful tools for health, education, accessibility, climate, and productivity are delayed without reason. A mature AI social contract needs adaptive regulation, strict where the stakes are high, flexible where the risk is low, and honest enough to update when evidence changes. Sandboxes, standards, audits, impact assessments, public reporting, and independent evaluation can help. The goal is not to bury innovation under paperwork. The goal is to make innovation worthy of trust. The seventh promise is public interest AI. The social contract should also create room for public interest AI. Not every valuable system will be funded by advertising, subscriptions, or enterprise software budgets. Some AI should serve problems where the business case is weak but the social value is high. Early disease detection in underserved communities, local language education, climate resilience for small farmers, accessibility tools, public sector casework, disaster response, and scientific research. These systems still need safety, privacy, and accountability, but their purpose is different. They ask how intelligence can serve needs that markets often neglect. Public interest AI does not mean government controls everything. It means society deliberately invests in capability where market incentives alone are not enough. If AI is a general-purpose technology, then some of its benefits should become public goods. The eighth promise is preventing dangerous concentrations of power. There is also the question of market power. AI depends on models, chips, cloud infrastructure, data, distribution, and talent. If too much of that power concentrates in a small number of companies, society may face a future where everyone uses AI, but very few actors control it. That can affect prices, competition, privacy, labor markets, media, public debate, and national resilience. A school, hospital, newsroom, or small manufacturer may become dependent on systems it cannot inspect, negotiate with, or replace. The social contract needs competition policy, open standards, interoperability, data portability, public research funding, and space for smaller builders. The aim is not to punish success. The aim is to prevent intelligence infrastructure from becoming so concentrated that democratic societies cannot negotiate with it. The ninth promise is global responsibility. The social contract cannot stop at national borders. AI affects global labor markets, data flows, energy demand, water use, security, language access, and geopolitical power. Countries with fewer resources should not become only data sources, content moderation labor pools, or markets for imported systems they cannot shape. Language matters here. If AI systems mostly serve the world's richest languages and cultures, billions of people will meet the future through tools that do not understand them well. The environmental cost also matters. Data centers, chips, cooling, and electricity are part of the AI economy. Responsible societies should ask where infrastructure is built, who receives the jobs, who bears the environmental burden, and whether AI is being used to solve climate problems or simply consume more resources. A humane AI future has to be globally aware. At the center of the AI social contract is a simple moral claim. People must remain more important than systems. That means AI should augment human capability, not quietly erase human agency. It should help workers grow, not only make them cheaper to replace. It should support public services, not hide public decisions. It should improve access, not deepen exclusion. It should be explainable enough for meaningful challenge, secure enough for trust, and governed enough for legitimacy. The social contract does not ask technology to be perfect. It asks society to decide what standards powerful systems must meet before they are allowed to shape human lives. So the AI social contract is not one policy and not one law. It is a set of promises: literacy for everyone, real transition pathways for workers, fair access to capability, dignity in data, appeal when automated decisions harm people, democratic governance of power, public interest AI, competition, and global responsibility. Without those promises, AI can become a machine for concentrating advantage. With them, AI has a chance to become a shared tool for human flourishing. But a contract only matters if people understand it. That brings us to the next question. How do we educate a generation for a world where AI can answer questions, write code, generate media, tutor students, and still be wrong? In the next episode, we will explore the education reset.